this is another experiment. A friend of yours wanted to see how the switch in his room works. So he brought all the things. He wanted to experiment. So he's planned an experiment. He brought all the things that are required to conduct the experiment, like scissors, wire, pin, tape, and everything. Then he conducted experiment and he saw that when the safety pin is attached, then the light is on. When you remove the switch, when you remove the safety pin, then the light goes off. So you're trying to make a experiment. So first he was thinking, he saw that when you switch on the light, when you switch on, the light is coming. When you switch it off, the light is going off. Then he thought that, then he made a inference, he made a prediction saying that if the pin is not attached, then there is no light. If the pin is attached, then you're getting the light. So this is what he's made a prediction. So he wanted to conduct an experiment and see, okay. So then he brought all the materials and then he conducted the experiment and he saw that when the pin is attached, it is like turning the switch on and then you're getting the light. And when the pin is disconnected, it is like switching off. So there is no light. So whatever prediction that he made, then it is correct. So the inference is correct. Another experiment. A girl bought 3 kinds of towels from market. She wanted to see which towel soaks water better. She dipped the 3 towels into the beaker for 10 seconds. She kept the towels in the beaker for 10 seconds. Immediately after 10 seconds, she removed the towels from the beaker and let the water drain back into the beaker for 5 seconds. After 5 seconds, she removed the towels and then she saw which beaker has more water. So the beaker which has more water is a beaker which is the towel which does not soak better. You are understanding? 3 towels were dipped into 3 beakers for 10 seconds. After 10 seconds, the towels were removed from the beaker and the water was allowed to drain back into the beakers. Okay, and then it was found that one of the towels drained more water into the beaker and other towels drained very less water into the beaker. So this is how the girl conducted an experiment and she saw which towels are better absorbing water. So in this, it is important that you control the variables, which means for exactly 10 seconds she kept in the beaker and for exactly 5 minutes she drained, and then she also made sure that all the water in the beaker had the same amount of water. So these are the variables which she had controlled strictly. For example, if she did not put enough water, or if she put more water in one beaker, less water in other beaker, and unequal amount of water if she kept before conducting the experiment, then the results can be wrong. So first make sure that you use a very fair method. Okay, you should be very fair when you are trying to make the experiments. Now we are going to see what safety measures we have to take when we are in a science lab. Before you go to a science lab, you should plan the experiment. Whatever things are needed, make sure that you have kept them aside before only. So you have to think ahead and you should be aware of all the symbols that are in the laboratory. Make sure that if you find any symbol which is dangerous, then you should not go to those areas or you should not do those things. If you have long hair, you should always tie it up and you should always wear goggles when you are in a science lab because you have to protect your eyes. And if you are wearing a long sleeve, make sure that you roll your sleeves upwards, and you make sure that you wear gloves and wear fully covered shoes. Make sure that your legs are fully covered, and do not eat or drink in a lab. So you have to be careful with these things. Inform your teacher before you throw, cut or break something. Okay, so if any of these dangers happen with you in the lab, if you have broken something, or if you have conducted the experiment in a wrong way, if there is fire, if there is electricity, or if you have some chemical going into your eyes, you should immediately go and wash your eyes first. Okay, and if you have done anything, if anything as such has happened, you should inform your teacher. And you should always keep the lab clean. After you conduct the experiment or after you use the lab, make sure that you clean everything and keep everything in its place before you leave the lab. Okay, that's all for today. This is the first lesson in the biological science, class 8.